A Marine is characterized as one who possesses the highest of military virtues. He obeys all orders, respects his seniors, and strives constantly to be the very best at everything he does. Discipline and spirit are the hallmarks of a Marine. You too can become a Marine if you develop discipline and spirit. We will give every effort to train you, even after some of you have given up on yourself. You're listening to Two Marines, One Mic.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Two Marines, One Mic. As always, I'm Phil.
And this is Wade.
And we're your hosts. What? Bow, 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 bow. Dude, that was super loud, man. You can see, like, our things. We want to keep them, right where I'm at, right there, right in the middle.
Okay.
Dude, so let's do the purpose of the podcast. Wait, what's the purpose, man?
The purpose of this podcast is to give you, the listener, skills, information, and tools, and the viewer. I forgot about the viewer.
That's it. We'll get the viewer. We got you.
Information, skills, and tools that we learn in the Marine Corps that you can apply to the civilian world and ultimately improve the quality of your life.
Yeah. Dude, this is a very special episode, and I know you hate when I count the episodes, but this is a big deal, man. And we're episode 50, the big 50. We're over the hill.
That's epic.
Can you... I think that's pretty fucking sweet, man, that people have listened enough to keep us encouraged and not discouraged about doing a podcast on a regular basis. And maybe it's the regular basis podcast that got us to 50 episodes. We told you we'd have an episode every single Monday, we have not failed you since we said that. That's 50 weeks. In 2 weeks, dude, it'll be a fucking year.
What? It's a good way to track it.
I didn't even, honestly, I didn't even realize that. Obviously, I know that there's 52 weeks in a year, dude, but why don't we take this opportunity, man, since this is going to be a little shorter episode, and talk about, like, a lot of the things that we go over in this podcast, dude. We don't talk about much, but we talk about it differently often. So what are some of the things that we go over? Some of the things that we talked about, some of our experiences here.
I think the one message that just continues to resonate with me is taking action. We had that conversation yesterday with Scott Husing, I think is how you say his last name. And
Echo everybody.
Yeah, he wrote a book, and he's super active with the veteran community. Aaron Gunny Calderon, and Marine Barracks 8th and I put us on to him, and immediately, the second he sent me his info, I reached out to him, and we've done that with every single person we've been put in contact. And I applaud some other people that do the same, and we've shared contact lists, and he said he's got a huge one, so we look forward to connecting with some of the people that he's connected with. But take action. Take
action is a big one, man, and I'm super excited for that too, because who he did put us in contact with was my battalion commander.
Small world.
Colonel Bill Vivian just retired. Congratulations, sir. I hope you're listening to this. And I want to do a couple shout outs that we haven't done, and I feel really awful about this, but Gunny Calderon, number one, has set us up with a lot of people. He's always posting about us. Especially on our podcast. Andy Siraki has been really cool as far as promoting our stuff, whether it's through Patriot Sports Nutrition or the podcast series. Always listening. He's always shouting us out. So thank you, Andy. Staff Sergeant Steven Seaver. Did we ever do the shout out?
I don't believe so.
Staff Sergeant Seaver is a Marine that I served with. He was one of my seniors when I was back with the 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines, who actually, on his way out of the drill field, literally in the car, recorded a modified senior drill instructor speech that we've used as our intro for 50 episodes. So I think that's super cool. So if you're thinking about joining the Marine Corps, if you're a Marine in Texas, he is recruiting in Texas right now, which is really cool. I'm not sure where he's at. I want to say he's outside Houston, but I could be wrong. But anyway, Staff Sergeant Receiver, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you doing that for us. It's awesome. We won't change it anytime soon. So thank you for that. All right. So like I was saying, like we've had a ton of support. Number one. Number two, we talk about a few things a lot of different ways. Wade was talking about taking action. I'm talking about like accountability, basically, and doing the stuff that you don't want to do. Like, you're going to be met with resistance. You're going to be met with like barriers, speed bumps, whatever. Is how you get through those times that are going to make you who you are. I was having a conversation with one of our video guys that we use often, Alex Roman. Love that kid, number one. Number two, we were talking about doing whatever I have to do now so that I can do whatever I want later. Like, people ask Phil, what do you do for fun? Like, this is fun for me. Like, I love doing this kind of stuff. I love doing the podcast. I love working, on Patriot. I love working on the podcast. I love working with John at the gym. John's doing video stuff for us here today. like, that's what I do for fun. Like, so I feel like weird when people ask me like, oh, Phil, what do you do for, like, that's all you do? Like, I don't leave my house often. If I do, it's to go do stuff for our stuff. And I'm okay with that. Like, I've completely punted, the last year and put it all into this. Mm-hmm. And imagine, what it would look like if we didn't do that. It'd be a shit show.
One thing we talked about, burning the ships and believing in what you're doing and, aligning something that you're passionate about with something that you could potentially make money.
Yeah. And that's something you talk about too. Yeah.
You could live your dream. That's
sure.
Something special.
I think what's really cool is now that we're at episode 52, 50, but as well, 50, and we're going to be able to kind of like bring some cool stuff into the podcast, right? We're adding a area for it on our website. We're building a separate website for the podcast itself. We're going to start selling some merchandise, hats, shirts, things like that. Maybe notepads, a couple Yetis. If you guys want Yetis, we got these awesome Yetis. Thanks to Big Digital Graphics. They're awesome people. And we've just made so many connections. Dude, we've had so many cool people on this podcast as well, man. And I don't want to leave everybody out, so I'm going to not try to list everybody.
It'd be impossible to list everybody.
It would at this point. And I think because more than half of our episodes have had guests on them.
Yeah.
And even our guests are talking about very similar things. Like we always talk about priming now. Like that was the second episode that we ever did, was priming with Kevin Armstrong, talking about putting things in front of your face and the way that your brain operates. So like, he used the Jeep example. If you want something, like start putting those things in front of your face, like actually in front of your face.
Board. I have a vision board I look at every morning.
Yeah, and I think that's an incredible tool to use. And we always say, hey, what are you doing? Priming. I'm priming. What are you doing? Priming. Right? Like when you teach class, like you'll go out and put bottles of our supplements out at the gym. And the first time you did it, I was like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm priming. I'm getting everybody ready for this. And that's cool, right? Like what are we doing by doing engagement ads on social media, right? We're priming people. Hey, oh man, I've seen that before. Or they heard of us and now they're seeing our ads, right? Yeah. Our ads were always there.
Yeah, because like right now, if you watch the NBA, you see a Harley Davidson, like a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. It's like, well, that's got to cost a lot of money. Stick Harley Davidson on an NBA basketball player's uniform, but why are they doing it?
Priming.
Oh,
I saw that logo. I see that logo everywhere. Why do you keep your gym clothes by the door? So that I remember to go to the gym. So I'm more inclined to do stuff when it's in front of my face. What else do we talk about? We always talk about it ain't easy. It ain't easy.
We've had that. I remember asking Eddie Pinero distinctly about his YouTube channel, Your World Within. Like, share with our listeners some epic like failures where you got to the point where you even question yourself of what you're doing. And so we try and bring some of those stories to light because you don't want to just focus on people's successes. You want to hear how they fought through adversity, because if you're going to try and do something out of your comfort zone, it takes courage, and you, like Phil said, you're gonna be fought with resistance, and you're gonna get punched in the face.
Yeah.
The question is, do you have the guts and chutzpah to pull yourself off the canvas and
keep going,
go for round two?
Fuck, man, I know exactly what that feels like, dude. The past year for me has been so much fun, but so stressful financially on the personal side of things, where I've lost a ton of shit, and that's okay. Like it's not that matters, right? And through every single one of those processes, the first time that something came up financially for me while we were in this process, my mom actually asked me, she goes, Phil, when are you going to stop? Like, when are you going to go get a real fucking job? And I was like, I'm not. Like, point blank statement, I'm not.
Yeah.
And even then, like, I said it with so much like confidence and surety in my voice that like, but I wasn't actually sure. Like, I didn't know them. I just knew, like, I'm not. And, it was funny that we were talking when she got out of the hospital a couple of weeks ago. And she goes, Phil, like, whatever you do, don't stop doing what you're doing. And I was like, wow, like, that's cool. That's a complete change of pace. I mean, mind you, there was like 6 or 7 months in between these two statements. But I get text messages all the time. Do not stop what you're doing. And I'm like, man, like, I really just want to tell you how fucking difficult it actually is, because here's the comments that I get, and I love them, and I love you guys so much for supporting the shit out of us. It really means the world to me. But like, here's the real deal, right? Like, you guys are like, hey, keep doing it, keep doing what you're doing. You guys are crushing it on Instagram. You guys are crushing it on the podcast. You guys are doing a great job. Please keep up with the motivation stuff. Please keep telling us, about your experiences on the podcast. Like, this was the other day, my friend Jesse Ventura, him and his brother Marco have been friends of mine for a very long time.
Jesse the Body Ventura?
No, dude. But and they've been friends for a long time. And he goes, I didn't even know he was listening to our stuff, man, which is cool. Like, and he's like, dude, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, I love it. I love what you're doing. I was like, fuck, thank you, man. Like, I had a bad day and we were talking about my car. Like, dude, my car is probably dead. Like, that's another car that's going to be down, right? That thing's, if it's completely dead, it's going to cost me like $15,000 to fix. I don't necessarily have a pocket full of money right this second, right? But, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's a fucking car. We'll throw it in the lake. We'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. Moving on. We got more important shit to do.
Amen.
I'm here doing a podcast rather than fucking car shopping. Because this is what means the world to us. It's doing the stuff that's not easy at the time. It's doing the stuff that you don't want to do. It's overcoming the speed bumps is the biggest fucking thing. It's never easy. There's no such thing as an overnight success.
Yeah, and we all often parlay that into like the gym arena, right? It's like that guy's got or that girl's got a really fit body because they're making sacrifices in their personal life with maybe going out on the weekend or eating whatever they want. And also they're making some substantial sacrifices in the gym. You can't just go to the gym, do a couple machines and walk out. That person doesn't look like the cover of a magazine because that's what they're doing. They're uncomfortable. They're sacrificing. They're sweating. And they're being pushed by someone else, typically, if they're in that good a shape. And they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
More often than not.
Yeah, that's another, dude, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yep.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you are starting a business, especially, I'm just going to use this because this has been our experience, at least mine. If you have time to be comfortable, like if you have time to spend with your friends all the time, and I could be wrong, like tell me to fuck off, that's okay. If you have time for all of that stuff, like if your family life at home is like spot on and everybody's like super happy with like the time and the effort that you're putting in, like you can give more. There's more that you could do. And I'm not saying like don't spend time with your family, don't spend time with your friends. That stuff's so important. But what I'm saying is like watch. Don't listen, watch what we're doing. Like actually watch and not the shit on Instagram. Like come find us.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Come see what we're doing.
That's we started with take action. And I applaud Alan and Kid Never Quit.
Kevin, yeah.
We turned them on to Kevin Armitrout as well as Chris Rudin and a couple other of our podcast guests, and they've recorded half the people we gave them. They've already recorded podcasts.
Yeah, of course.
Those are two guys taking action, and
Hyperconscious podcast. Check it out. It's really good.
Yeah, I think Phil made a good point. Like, come see what we're doing. See that we are typically recording podcasts on Sundays, but today it's Friday.
Yeah, I like doing them during the week, man, because it gives me more time to mess with them.
Good point.
It does. It really does.
But let's go down like some of our guests and why people should go. If they just, if we're just connecting with them on Instagram and social media, why should go back and listen to some of those podcasts? Who do we have on? Who are some? Pretty dope. Yeah, we had plenty of really cool guests, but there's a couple that stand out in my mind that had some pretty powerful stories, especially Chris Rudin. You want to talk about
overcoming fucking shit. Dude, Chris is hysterical, man. I love watching Chris's stuff on social media because he's hysterical, man. He's completely owned like his life. And you'll see his videos on Instagram. He actually like puts his prosthetic arm on and it's like robotic and he puts a knife in it and tries to cut like vegetables and shit and crack eggs. It's fucking amazing. I love it. And I love that he'll do that stuff on Instagram and like show people like the behind the scenes of like what his life is actually like, right? You're not just seeing the television guy, Chris Rudin. You're not just seeing the speaker, Chris Rudin. You're not just hearing his story. Like you're watching his life, like his actual life on Instagram. And that's really cool, man. I love Eddie's message, man. Eddie Pinero too. Like Eddie's the same deal as us. Like get up and do it. You're gonna feel better after.
Yeah. So and reaching out to these people. So we talk about reaching out. Just reach out. Ask for a mentor. That's whoever is successfully doing whatever it is you want to do. Reach out to them because Eddie hit us up the other day. I was like, hey, we haven't gone to lunch in a while, so we went to lunch 2 days ago. Like we just reached out to him through Instagram, and now, you know, he hangs out at the gym, and, you know, we've made so many friends along the way with Patty and Kevin, and Anthony Truck's going to be down in Orlando coming up, and it's been an amazing experience over 50 weeks, and I can't believe it's already been 50 weeks, and we're lining up some guests moving forward.
It has been, man. I was texting Dakota Meyer the other night, and we got some hats from his podcast. I'm so happy that he restarted his podcast with Crispy on the Dash, which is awesome, man. So we got some on the Dash gear coming. But I want to talk to him and see if he'd be interested in coming back on the podcast, man, and maybe getting some of those guys out there from Texas. You know, maybe a little Tim Kennedy, maybe a little Aubrey, that'd be cool, man. And you know what? It's just a phone call away, man. I think upcoming too, like a couple of guys from Black Rifle Coffee, man, would be really cool too. Dan Holloway, Jared Taylor, Matt Bass, maybe Evan, dude. Evan's a really cool, humble dude, man. Evan Hafer. So,
I had this idea.
There's no stopping us. Like, that's the thing. It's like, oh, how do you get in touch with all these fucking people? How do you talk to all these cool people? You have to put yourself out there. You have to. That's another thing I was talking with Alex, the video guy. Man, you have to put yourself out there. Some people are gonna be like, dude, what you're doing is stupid, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, cool, man. Get off your couch.
Right.
Yeah, I don't care what other people will think about what I'm doing right now. Literally tune that shit the fuck out.
Yeah, and some of these people, when you reach out to them, like Liz Carmouche had to reach out to several times. I'm working on Lisa Leslie.
You borderline threatened a UFC fighter.
I threatened Liz. Two-time WNBA champ Lisa Leslie. And then Rudy Reyes finally just got back to me yesterday. As a matter of fact, he's a Marine Corps veteran, Generation Kill. He was in that, and he's doing some amazing things for the environment. SF guy, Special Forces, Recon Marine. But sometimes it takes like several messages.
Yeah, you're not. It's never. If it's a one-time deal, like, you got lucky, and I think that's another thing. Like, don't get discouraged, man. Do not get discouraged. Trust me. If anybody has a reason to be discouraged, it's this guy, and I'm the furthest thing from fucking discouraged.
Yeah, and think about it. Like, Kevin Armitrout came on our podcast, and we'd only recorded 2 episodes.
We had no idea what we were fucking doing.
Published author, speaks with Tony Robbins.
Literally had no idea. He's like, dude, you guys need to step up the podcast game. And we were like, oh, okay. What does that mean? Go get some fucking equipment. He's like, that Blue Yeti snowball that you plug it into your fucking thing and you guys are sharing it like a oh, keep it PG, but basically go get some equipment. So we went and bought one of these microphones, and literally the day after we recorded that podcast, right, the day after,
now we're on video, 2 Marines, 2 mics,
2 Marines, 2 mics, 2 cameras, 2 lights. What else we got 2 of?
2 Yetis.
2 Yetis. But literally the day after, we went out and bought another microphone, right? Because it's the value that the second microphone brings. It's not the cost of it, right? That's another thing. Like, stop looking at shit like, no, it costs too much. It costs too much. It costs too much. What value can it bring to you? What value can you bring to somebody else's life? And I think that that's the experience that we love the most at our podcast, at our business, at our gym, with our friends. Like, is what type of value can we bring to your life? You know, we're not out there seeking for ourselves all the time. We're not take. You know, we love to give back. We love to hang out with people. We love to connect with people. Man, we stopped by Connected Warriors yesterday. That was so fucking cool.
Very cool.
So cool. All right, man. Let's what do we got to close out episode 50, man? What do you got? Final thoughts?
Closing out episode 50, I want to challenge you to go back if you've not listened to previous episodes. We have had amazing people on. Even when it's just Phil and I, they're also pretty amazing episodes. Coming up, we got some very special guests, so stay tuned to that. We look forward to making the next 52 episodes even more epic.
Yeah, guys, in 2 weeks, we got another special episode. It'll be an entire year. An entire year since we started the podcast. So we'll do something special for that. Hopefully we can do something cool. I don't want to give it away yet because I don't know what I'm giving away. But, dude, thank you guys so much again for listening, for joining us every single week. If you're a 50 episodes deep, that's absolutely awesome. We can't thank you enough for your support. Mm-hmm. But what you could do for us is tell a
like-minded friend.
Like-minded. Why?
Just a like-minded human. You don't have to be a friend.
You don't have to be a friend. Hey, man, I've been listening to this cool podcast with these 2 guys that are really silly, and one curses way too much, but they talk about really cool stuff. Whatever you do, hey, like our podcast, subscribe, write us a review. That would be really sweet. iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. I'm going to try to get on Spotify this week because we didn't get on last time I did that. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But Spotify is going to be the next deal that we're on. We're on YouTube, guys. We have video consistently coming out every single week with every single episode. They're going to get higher quality, better, awesome, more effects as soon as I learn how to do Final Cut Pro. And that's it. We love it. We love doing what we're doing, man. So until next time, we're out.
Before I say something.
Damn, dude. Come on. We're going to have to do it all over again. That's what final thoughts are for.
I had another final thought.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to thank all the Marines, veterans, and active duty military that listen to the podcast.
Yeah. That's a good, okay, we could go back for that. That's dope. I like that. Yeah, thanks, guys. Be safe. Have fun. Have fun on your deployments. Do your deal. Do your thing. Yeah, until next time, we're out.
Semper Fi.